So number 1, please read the sentence for me. Just say blank when you get to the blank. Demonche.
The girls began laughing at the boy when they saw the booger blank on his nose.
Thank you. What vocabulary word should go there? I want everybody to call it out on 3. 1, 2, 3. Protrude. It is protrude. What was our clue in that sentence? What clues did we see in that sentence that helped us to figure out that was the word that needed to go in that blank? What clues did we have in that sentence? China. Saw the booger from his nose, and we know when you have a booger in your nose, it's kind of hanging out or sticking out. But last week we read chapters 6 and 7 of Number the Stars. And in these chapters, our main characters, the Johansons plus Ellen, they decided to go visit with Uncle Henry. And on their way to Uncle Henry's house, we saw a small change in the mood of the story. How has the mood of the story changed since we've gotten to Uncle Henry's house? How has the mood of the story changed? Since we've gotten to Uncle Henry's house, how has the mood changed? Hear from a couple people. DeAndre?
It's more smooth, like winter breeze in the ocean.
Okay, so he said it's more smooth, like a winter breeze on the ocean. What type of figurative language is that? And what is it? It's a simile used like or as. But how has it changed? That's how the mood is now. How has it changed, DeAndre?
Because it went from stressful to calm.
Okay. Zamaria.
It went from like terrifying to...
Raina.
Yes.
We're not doing that with sticky notes. Zamaria.
It went from like it was terrifying to like more like relaxing.
Very good. Demonche.
It went from like you being like from you being alert to like you being calm.
And what has caused this change? Why is this mood changing? Why is the mood changing? Jalen and Henry?
Oh, because like over there, it's like they don't really care. But like over there in Denmark.
Well, remember, we're still in Denmark. We're just in another city.
Copenhagen, like they like trying to put you in jail. So
Okay, very good, Henry.
over in Copenhagen, they have more strict rules. They don't ease up on you and stuff like that. And in the other city, I don't know.
Galehi.
The soldiers really don't care. It's just like you have to be more.
Okay, and Lori.
In Copenhagen, they're really tense because like there are more soldiers and they're more really strict on them. It was like on every single block. So you have more chance of getting caught. So they didn't want to get caught, so they went to Galehi. And there aren't as many soldiers, but there still are soldiers. So they started to calm down a little bit.
Very good. And I'm glad you brought up that point. There's still soldiers in Galehi. I don't want you to think, Jazz, that the soldiers are now just gone. They're still there, but they are a little bit more chill than the soldiers who were in Copenhagen, and certainly more chill than those soldiers who came to the house that night. Yes, and Kosi? Chapter 8, page 67. There has been a death. And I see Ja'Cory already made her annotation, and a lot of you made annotations of your question mark of who died. Because we don't know yet. Let's find out. Through a haze of dreams, Anne-Marie heard Henrik rise and leave the house, headed for the barn with his milking pail at daybreak. Later, when she woke again, it was morning. She could hear the birds calling outside. One of them close by the window in the apple tree, and she could hear Mama below in the kitchen talking to Kirsten. Do birds call? Like pick up their cell phone and call? No. So what is that an example of? Ellen was still asleep. The night before, so shortened by the soldiers in the Copenhagen apartment, seemed long ago. Anne-Marie rose quietly so that she wouldn't wake her friend. She pulled on her clothes and went down the narrow, curved staircase to find her sister kneeling on the kitchen floor, trying to make the great kitten drink water from a bowl. "Silly," she said. "Kittens like milk, not water." "I'm teaching this one new habits," Kirsty explained importantly. "And I have named him Thor, for the God of thunder." I thought about you. You could definitely make a text connection right here, DeAndre. Text to what? Which one would it be? Text to self? Text to text. Very good. Anne-Marie burst out laughing. She looked at the tiny kitten who was shaking his head, irritated at his wet whiskers as Kirsty kept trying to dip his face into the water. "God of thunder," Anne-Marie said. "He looks like he would run and hide if there were a thunderstorm." "He has a mother someplace who would comfort him, I imagine," Mama said. "And when he wants milk, he'll find his mama. Or he could go visit the cow," Kirsty said. Although Uncle Henrik no longer raised crops on the farm as his parents had, he still kept a cow who munched happily on the meadow grass and gave a little milk each day in return. Now and then he was able to send cheese into Copenhagen to his sister's family. This morning, Anne-Marie noticed with delight Mama had made oatmeal, and there was a pitcher of cream on the table. It was a very long time since she had tasted cream. At home, they had bread and tea every morning. So just imagine how Anne-Marie's feeling right now. Every morning she's having bread and tea. Every night they have potatoes. But now they eating good food. She getting some oatmeal. And y'all might be like, it's just oatmeal. But again, think about it. If all you've been eating for the past year or so is toast, you now get you some oatmeal with a little sugar in it, you're going to be like, oh, okay, it's real good. Yes, sir. What's your connection? I can't hear you. If you're going to make a connection, say it out.
We went to the desert to go dirt bike riding, and we only ate toast for the morning, and we only ate what's it called? Eggs for dinner, and when we got home, my grandmother cooked the turkey.
Especially if you out there in the desert, you have very limited resources. Yes, ma'am. Please stop talking before talking. Yes, ma'am.
My family, we were in a hotel because we were like traveling to my grandpa's. So we stopped in like a state and we had to go to the hotel. We had to eat Lunchables all day. And that was really bad. So then when we got to my grandpa's house, we got to eat like real food, like chicken and mashed potatoes and stuff.
And I'm going to make the last connection here. So my first year teaching, many of you probably heard of the program or had a teacher in the program, I did Teach for America. And so with Teach for America, the summer before you start teaching, you come to what's called Institute. And at Institute, every morning, first off, you got to wake up at like 5 o'clock in the morning. And then, because you have to catch a school bus to go to your school wherever you're teaching. So when you wake up at 5, you have to go to the cafeteria and pick up your lunch for the day. Every single day for 6 weeks straight, every day we had the exact same thing for lunch. A turkey sandwich and a bag of Lay's potato chips with a bottle of water. Now, you may say that sounds good. But just imagine, if you had to have bagged lunches every single day for 6 weeks No, we couldn't bring our lunches because we couldn't warm stuff up or have stuff prepared for us because we were working all day. So that was my text to self connection. Let's continue on. So I just wanted to stop there so you all can have a chance to think about how exciting this is for them that they're now getting some of the things that they haven't had before or in a very long time. Mama followed Anne-Marie's eyes to the pitcher. Fresh from blossom, she said. Henrik milks her every morning before he leaves for the boat. And she added, there's butter too. Usually not even Henrik has butter, but he managed to save a little this time. Save a little from what? Anne-Marie asked, spooning oatmeal into the flour bowl. Don't tell me the soldiers tried to, what's the word? Relocate butter too. She laughed at her own joke. But it wasn't a joke at all, though Mama laughed ruefully. They do, she said. They relocate all the farmer's butter right into the stomach of their army. I suppose that if they knew Henrik had kept this tiny bit, they would come in with guns and march it away down the path. Kirsty joined their laughter as the three of them pictured a mound of frightened butter under military arrest. The kitten darted away when Kirsty's attention was distracted and settled on the windowsill. Suddenly, here in this sunlit kitchen with cream in a picture and a bird in the apple tree beside the door, and out in the Kattegat where Uncle Henrik, surrounded by bright blue sky and water, pulled in his nets filled with shiny silver fish. Suddenly, the specter of guns and grim-faced soldiers seemed nothing more than a ghost story, a joke with which to frighten children in the dark. So right there, what that was talking about is, again, how this mood has changed. It's almost like this idea of soldiers and this idea of war is no longer happening because they're out here at Uncle Henrik's farm. They're getting things that they're not used to having. They're able to go outside and play. They can't do that in Copenhagen. They have to come straight home. Make sure you're making your annotations as we're reading. I'm seeing a lot of you making some good annotations. Ellen appeared in the kitchen doorway, smiling sleepily, and Mama put another flour bowl of steaming oatmeal on the old wooden table. Cream, Anne-Marie said, gesturing to the picture with a grin. All day long, the girls played out of doors under the brilliant clear sky and sun. What word in that sentence lets us know it's a positive mood? It's a positive mood. Just that first sentence in that paragraph I just read. What are some words that we could pull out of there that lets us know we have a positive mood right now? Jazz?
The girls played.
Very good. Anything else? What else do you see? China?
Brightly clear sky and sun.
The brilliant clear sky and sun. Anything else? I would even add in that whole part of all day long. So they're outside all day. And that's something that you all can make a connection to. Yesterday was the first day with daylight savings time, with the time change, and my daughter was outside for like 4 hours, just riding her bike, blowing bubbles, flying a kite, doing all kinds of things because she hadn't been able to go outside since it was 1, cold, and 2, getting dark early. So now with the time change, y'all have a lot more time to be outside and play. Yeah. Anne-Marie took Ellen to the small pasture beyond.